Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement, getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, and Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Hello, welcome to the Festival of Storytellers. My name is Jamie Pulos-Fry. Welcome to day 4 of the festival. I would like to thank Reader's Magnet for supporting this special event. You can follow me on Jamie's Bookshelf, as well as follow me on my website, which is www.two4avalon@aol.com, as well as on Facebook. So that's www.facebook.com, JPULOSFRY. Now let's see. Plus, I'm also having a book signing today. Here it is. Okay. That will be today at 6:30 here in Lancaster, California. That is a blessing. All my books are available for purchase. Kindly visit my website, like I just gave you, or you can go to blurb.com. Let's see. My books will also be featured and displayed at the very first pop-up event in Tribeca, the Reader's Magnet Book Camfab at New York Library Association Trade Show in Saratoga. I'm going to be one of the featured authors in Publishers Weekly Special Editions, Person of the Year, this December 19th to the 2022. And you can catch my book at New Orleans American Library Association Midwinter Library Learning Experience in January 27th through the 30th, at the Ernest Convention Center in Louisiana, and at the London Book Fair 2 in April 18th through the 20th, and the LA Times Festival of Books in USC, April 22nd through the 23rd, and American Library Association Annual Conference in Chicago in June 22nd to the 23rd in 2023. Now, I am the author of Encouraging a Friend with Our Trials, as well as Servant's Heart from the Voice of a Volunteer, and A Widow's Cry. It's a widow's tool, for widows ministries. And let's see. I'm also working on my 4th book called Family Memories. But today we will be talking about my 2nd book, which is A Servant's Heart from the Voice of a Volunteer. Okay. And let's see. Let's get myself together here. So I will start reading, and I would appreciate it if we, let me finish something before we start asking questions. Thank you. Now, the book became because I had noticed that where I volunteered, we had some issues that needed to be addressed. Plus, I really had not read or seen any book about volunteering in the Christian environment or anywhere for that matter. I started doing some research on it, and this book is the result of the research from a faithful volunteer. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to read the introduction. Do volunteers matter? Yes, volunteers matter, and although you may have many different reasons and motivations why you volunteer or how you volunteer, there are 4 overreaching benefits that you receive when you volunteer. 1, you're able to draw closer to God. When you spend time volunteering to help people, you actually draw closer to Him. You feel more connected to Jesus and His teachings and the way of life that He practiced and advocated. The Bible shows this is so much of Jesus' early life. You'll know, number 2, you'll know you are making a difference in other people's lives by volunteering. You are giving people your time. By giving freely of your time, you know that you are making a positive difference in the lives of others. You can do this by giving freely at church or for veterans, plus for the men and women that serve us and keep us safe from harm every day. 3, you are setting a good example for your kids. When you volunteer on a regular basis, your children grow up understanding the value and the importance of helping those who are not as blessed as you are. This is something that I say or think when I have a trial to remind me of just that. There is always someone out there that has it worse than I do. Number 4, you grow personally. When you volunteer, you are not only enriching the lives of others around you, but also grow personally, plus spiritually and socially. You learn more about the world and its ways, and you also develop self-confidence and self-esteem, characteristics that help you no matter where you are. In the past, it was thought that individuals volunteered strictly for practices unselfish concerns for the welfare of others. Some reasons would be like the Good Samaritan that goes out of his way to aid a stranger. Another example would be the soldier who goes back to save a fallen comrade. It was a noble thing for someone to lend a hand for a greater good of mankind. Some people help those in need for no reason, favor, or any shown of gratitude. However, recent studies indicates that there may be other reasons. Some people volunteer to gain career experience to build their resume. Some people volunteer to build self-esteem, to make themselves feel better, to feel needed, the truth feel like they are making a contribution to society. Some people volunteer for the social aspect, to climb the social ladder while helping those less fortunate. But some people volunteer as a result of the instilled set of values they have, set of values that compel them to want to help others. However, I volunteer to give back to my community. I am grateful for the help I received from others. When I was in high school, I participated in Junior Achievement Program and Letter Girls Club. Through Junior Achievement Programs and Letter Girls Club, I was able to acquire skills and opportunities that helped me become the woman that I am today. So I give back by serving at my church and college to enable kids to have the same chances at life that I have had. Okay, so does anybody have any questions at this time? Okay, I guess not. Let's see. Now, I'm reading chapter 3 from my book, and it's called Being a Servant. Now, to be a servant, we need to be useful for others and God. It is not about pleasing mankind all the time. Yes, God would like us to work well with others and make friends, but but he would like us to be first following God's 10 commandments all the time. So the first commandment here, and I'm doing this from Exodus 22 through 17, and this is from the King James Version of the Bible. The 10 commandments. The first commandment is, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. 2, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for the Lord thy God, I'm a jealous God, visiting the inequities of the fathers upon the children unto the earth, and fourth generations of them hate me, and show mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. 3, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh thy name in vain. 4, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath day, of the Lord thy God, if it shall not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor their cattle, nor their strangers that is within thy gates. For the 6th day the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. 5, honor thy father and thy mother, that the days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. 6, thou shalt not kill. 7, thou shalt not command adultery. 8, thou shalt not steal. 9, shall not bear false witness against thy neighbor. 10, thou shalt not covet the neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, which is his donkey, nor anything that is in thy neighbor's. Okay? Now, think before we do and say things to others. Would we like to be treated that way? Sometimes people say things that are inappropriate, and sometimes we just have to watch that. When you are volunteering for your church or anywhere, think about these things, and you will be a blessing to others and to God at all times. Mark 10, 14 through 25. But Jesus called them to him and saith unto them, you know that they which are accounted to rule over the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and their great ones exercise authority upon them. But so shall it not be among you, but whosoever will be great among you shall be ministers, and whosoever you will be the chiefest shall be servant of all. For even the Son of Man came to be ministered unto minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. We may not be perfect at all times when serving, but our goal is to be like Jesus when we leave this earth. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Okay. Now we're reading the conclusion. As we have seen, our volunteer can be of value to others and to ourselves. With that in mind, let's take a look at a few ways that our understanding of God's reasons for volunteering might lead us to be a right response. First, in the first chapter, being faithful, we've learned what it means to be a faithful volunteer, that God is consistent in keeping his promises, and we should be doing the same thing as a volunteer. Second, in chapter 2, willing to learn something new. Be willing to be willing to do things differently. Recognize what's not working and be willing to change what you are doing to achieve the team's goal. Third, question from a fairgoer. What is the first instruction that your volunteer do? What is the first institution that you're volunteered to? Oh, I volunteer at my church right now. I volunteer in the choir. I volunteer in the bookstore, in the coffee shop, at our West Coast Baptist College. Let's see. I've also volunteered in other environments as well. West Coast. My mother used to work at Lockheed Martin, and there was times that they had open houses and stuff like that, and I would do a booth at some of those events. Sit there and hand out things or direct traffic or something. I also volunteered in their gift shop that they had there. I helped for a Christmas boutique that they had and helped do some sales. And some of these events, you get paid for them and sometimes you don't. One time I did so well, he actually gave me some money for doing that. I was really surprised. And then they also had a boutique at Edwards out here, where they build planes out here in Lancaster and as well in Palmdale. And so they had an event there. So I also did a table there and helped them also selling some of their gifts and their products as well. So there are many environments that you can volunteer. You can volunteer at work as well and do something to grow your environment, to show your boss that when I was working with Farmers Insurance, I still am technically, they would have booths and we would give out things and we would get people's information and that would help us to sales, to get more. And so those are things that you do with your boss, just to show that, you care about the business. So there are different reasons why you can serve and in different and be a volunteer. Okay, let's see. Second, in chapter 2, willing to learn something new, being willing to do things differently, recognize what's not working, and be willing to change what you're doing to achieve the team's goal. Okay, third, in chapter 3 and 4, being a servant and being helpful. We need to be useful to others and God. We should keep the 10 commandments and keep things in front of us to help remember to think like God when we are serving. Fourth, in chapter 5, working with younger people like it shows by reading Matthew 20, 26 through 27, we need to humble ourselves. And whosoever will be chief among you, let them be your servant. Jesus is our model. So must we commit ourselves to serving others, always considering others better than ourselves. Okay. Okay, we have missions at my church. So I join in missions conference. We will be having one in a couple weeks. I do give donations to missions. Have I ever been on the missions field? Not yet. But that's personally, I've moved from the Valley to Lancaster. So this is to me like the missions field. I serve. We have a missions conference, like I said, and we give donations to them, and we are all over the world. How many missionaries do we have? Probably 250 missionaries that we give tithe to and keep them going. So missions is very important to me. I will tell you, my first day at this church 17 years ago, my first day was missions week. And so that's where I started, and I love all our missionaries. Some started our church as college students, and then they're on staff, and then they go out on the missions field. I right now in the Bible class I have, they also send us missionaries emails and stuff, and so I've been emailing them back and wishing them well and hoping that, praying for them, for their health, and for, that everything's going well for them and their families. And, I'm actually getting responses back. It's just a wonderful feeling to know that you're helping missionaries out there. You have to understand, I am 60 years old. I may not look it, but right now where I am is my missions field. But thank you so much for that. Let's see. In chapter 6, working with other people. Teacher teaches that we should exercise patience and compassion, always ask questions, try to offer choices whenever possible. The Bible says that we should never speak harshly to an older person, but appeal to them respectively as you would to your own or parents. 6 in chapter 7, showing no favoritism. We see we should be like Jesus in this matter. He is no respecter of persons. Treat everyone equally and do not give special privileges to anyone. That we should love our neighbors as ourselves. Favoritism is a serious offense against God. Call to love one's neighbor as ourselves. Okay. 7th in chapter 8, asking questions. We see there are times when things are different and we need to be flexible with people and things around us at all times. Never worry about asking too many questions. 8th, in chapter 9, saying no. Here the Lord is teaching us that we are not perfect and that we should be willing to change with the environment and the people around us. That there would be a better way of getting something done and give it a chance. Okay. When I first started writing these books, I prayed to God to give me a Christmas song or poem for the back of this book. Then I got up the next morning with the answer saying that you do that already. You have been doing it now for many years. So I went, you're right. It's a Christmas stocking that I bring out every year for the first 3 years. It's something one of my Bible teachers asked us to do one year, and I took it another step further. She asked us to write down what we were thankful for this year and pray over it. But I did more by putting down who I was thankful for and gave it to baby Jesus every year the night before Christmas. I would put it in a Christmas stocking that says baby Jesus on it and put a running list where I write over the list every year and would add the new people that were being blessings to me for that year. First, it was a small poem, and asked someone to help me make it into a song. I was told that it needed more lines to the verse. So one day, serving in the church bookstore, I noticed one plate and one plaque with Christmas words that would fit just right for my poem to turn it into a song. So this is how the Christmas stocking came to be in the back of this book. So Christmas stocking. Happy birthday, baby Jesus. The candles are for you. The carols, the decorations, the celebration too, for that one special Christmas stocking that hangs by the fireplace so dear. Peace in the world for baby Jesus. So celebrate the season of peace and love and joy. Remembering the reason is still this baby boy. Happy birthday, baby Jesus, for that one special Christmas stocking that holds all my blessings and gifts from God. Those special memories that God brings into our lives every year. Peace to the world for baby Jesus. So celebrate the season of peace and love and joy. Remembering the reason is still this baby boy. Happy birthday, baby Jesus, for that one special Christmas list of people, past and present, that we are thankful for. That is giving to baby Jesus on his birthday every year. Peace in the world for baby Jesus. So celebrate the reason for the season. Remembering the reason is baby Jesus. Happy birthday, baby Jesus, for all the people that brings in our lives to encourage us to be thankful for others throughout the year. Peace to the world for baby Jesus in that one special Christmas stocking that brings up the Peace to the world for baby Jesus in that one special Christmas stocking that hangs by the fireplace so dear. Do we have any questions? What is the part of writing your book is the most challenging? that poem at the end. Because sometimes, like now, I'm writing my 4th book, and I'm like, I don't have that poem at the back of the book yet. The hardest part sometimes, okay, we all have a story. We all have something that we're interested in writing about. Since mine are Christian books, I would like to make sure that there's more God in it, that it's not just from me, it's from the Bible. A lot of the stuff that I'm putting in my 4th book, I was just writing it down in a notebook. And then now I'm putting it on Word right now so I can pass it on to somebody to proofread it. And so I was looking at it and I was doing chapter 1 and chapter 2. And I'm like, oh, I need some more Bible in it. I need some more God in it. So sometimes the hardest part sometimes to get started with a book is the research. The pictures, the poems, whatever it is that you want to encourage people. And then a lot of times deciding if I want to just do an ending of a book or do I want to do a conclusion. So it's deciding on what type of book you're writing. Okay. For me, I make sure it's God's in the center of it, and whatever it is, it flows. So I hope that helps. I hope everybody enjoyed my presentation today. I am grateful that Reader's Magnet gave me this forum, gave me a chance to have a practice for my book signing tonight. I will probably be doing this exact same thing. And I'm just grateful that people are coming and that I have a forum to go to and a place to sell my books. So thank you so much for the practice today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. And it's just amazing how God puts us where we are. So you guys have a wonderful day. If you need any, I'm thinking I'm near the end of my platform. I still have 4 more minutes to go. Oh my Lord. Well, does anybody have any questions? Well, most of my research, I did not do any surveys. I did most of my research because you have to understand I am a widow and I have been a widow almost 30 years now. And I volunteer with a lot of widows. I have gone out when I was in the ladies bus ministry. I would go out with my bus driver and we would go visit widows. And so a lot of these are experiences from just personal experience. Some of the research I also got online, some things to say, some things you don't say to widows, it just things like that. Because widows, we have to understand when we go visit a widow, it's not going to take 10 or 15 minutes. They have no one. They're alone. When you come into their house, they want to give you cookies. They want to show you pictures. They want to talk to you. They want you to stay for half an hour or more. So my book about being a widow, I will be talking again. That one will be Tuesday. I will be doing another live stream booth here. And that one, my Widow's Cry book, is a tool. And basically it helps people understand that you can do it different ways when you go visit a widow. You can do it through the phone. You can do it, and I give them helpful hints and poems to help them and encourage them. You can also do it through a letter, a card. Some of them love them. I love them. I would love to have a birthday card, a Christmas card, a Easter card, a Valentine's card. I am a widow, but guess what? Valentine's Day was my wedding anniversary. So basically, widows are, to the bottom of my heart. I love serving and being with them. We also have a luncheon every year, and they honor us and respect us, as who we are, as widows. And but widows need special attention. They really do. They need to be appreciated. We learn so much from them, even with me being one. We have younger widows that happen, and I'm here if they need any help to help them get through whatever they're going through. And, most people think, okay, you've been a widow for almost 30 years. Have you ever tried? Of course I have. I've almost been married. It didn't happen, but I was, willing to get married again, and it just didn't happen. That's up to God. He makes sure that you have the right people in front of you. I serve in a choir, and I support my pastor. So I have to watch and be picky about what I'm doing and what choices I make and what I say every day. So, and especially writing these books and stuff, I need to be an example to other people around me. So I have to watch that. Thank you so much again for listening and watching my, and asking the questions, and just encouraging me to keep going, to keep writing. And I keep asking God, what else do you want me to write? And all of a sudden he gives me an idea. So understand, God is always in my life. He's always around and in my heart. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I hope you enjoyed the message. And God bless.